Yeah, what's up everyone? I'm the Everyday Dad. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out. Welcome to the autofocus test on the brand new Canon EOS RP. Now, if you saw my initial unboxing, you saw my initial impressions video, there was some weird autofocus stuff going on in the background, and a few of you, thank you so much to those that noticed it and pointed it out to me, because obviously I couldn't see it until we did the video, pointed out that there was some warping going on, which is not something that dual pixel autofocus, which is what the EOS RP has, is something that it should do. So today we're going to test it out a few times and see, was that just like a weird thing in the first video, which, you know, happens when somebody that's brand new takes a camera out of a box and has never used it before, or is there a problem? So what we're going to do, we've got three main settings on the RP we're going to test. We're going to test 1080p 30, 1080p 60, and 4K 24, which does not have dual pixel autofocus. We're going to set it to 50 millimeters, and we're going to do a sunglasses, because sunglass autofocus is what's most important to me. We're going to do with sunglasses, without sunglasses. We're going to walk away, walk towards. We're just going to do a variety of tests to see how it works. So let's get it started. And we're going to record this, so you can see this both internally recorded to the camera, and you can see like the screen stuff. So let's set it up. Okay, we're set, so autofocus test beginning. So 50 millimeters, f4, EOS RP, and we're in 1080p 30 with dual pixel autofocus turned on. The box is around my face, as you can see. So what I think's happening is not necessarily that dual pixel autofocus is not working, but if you're moving laterally, I feel like it can lose you. So don't pay attention necessarily to my beautiful face, which you can, you know, if you want to, but it's going to be the background where you're going to notice it the most, where like right there, I think it lost me. So I don't think that its dual pixel autofocus isn't working. I think that it's having problems just keeping a subject, which is weird because that's not something that I normally have to worry about with dual pixel autofocus. Now again, we're doing this in my backyard right now because this is actually the second time we did this video, because the first time we did it, we used a camera I'd never used before and the audio was unusable because it was too hot. So we're trying this out again. Okay, autofocus, 1080p 30. Can I lose you? I mean, the box is staying around the face. I do think if you're just going to be in a stationary position, the dual pixel autofocus is going to be fine, because Canon's dual pixel autofocus is pretty good. So that's sunglasses now without sunglasses. So will it do better if it's easier for it to track people's faces? And something else we get to play around with is it's kind of raining right now. It decided to start raining while we were doing this. So hopefully that doesn't mess it up too bad. You guys will have to let me know. Is the focus working? I can see through my peripheral vision, I can see that the box is still around my face. So I think I am always very impressed with Canon's autofocus. Like, they do have, if not the best, it is pretty darn close to being the best. Okay, 1080p 30, face tracking. I wonder how far away it caught my face. Through the focus peaking on the camera, I can see that. Let's see. Okay, we're still in focus. Might be a little overexposed, but this is not an exposure test or an image quality test. This is an autofocus test. So on that note, just so you're aware, we will be doing 30, 60, and 24 frames per second. So if the motion cadence looks different, this is not a test of image quality. This is a test of autofocus. So, okay, that was 30 frames per second. Now it's time for 60. Okay, now we record. Now we're in 60 frames per second, the weirdest of the frames per second. Well, I won't say that. I think 24 frames per second is probably the weirdest. And okay, so something I'm noticing is the box, I think it's keeping us in focus better. I don't think it's losing me, but the box seems to be moving much slower in 60 frames per second. So it almost feels like it is losing you. I can't actually tell because I can't see it yet. We're just doing the tests over here, but ooh, it might have lost me right there. I'm trying to monitor the focus peaking while we're doing this. And when I move quickly, I can see a bunch of blue because I have focus peaking set to blue. So I can see a bunch of blue happen, and that makes me feel like it lost me. So let's go back over here into my yard that you guys continue to tell me needs cleaned up, because it does. Okay, 60 frames per second, 1080p, wandering up on the camera. Are we good? I see the box again. The box slowly gets bigger. You can also see the GH5 there in the background. Its autofocus is turned off, so don't worry about it trying to autofocus because it's not on. Okay. All right, how's it working? I can't wait to actually see this and see if it's working or not, because that's important to me. Okay, now it's time for the face. without the sunglasses. Wandering back, wandering back. Hup, 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 hup. I don't know why I made all those sound effects. Maybe we need to have like more sound effects in the channel. Let me know if you guys want more sound effects. Maybe I'll have to like spend a day and just make a whole bunch of like, you know how video game characters are always like, hup, ha, hup, hup, hup. Maybe that'll be our new sound effects. Okay. Oh, it definitely lost me right there. I saw a big flash of blue. Saw a big flash of blue. And again, I think we kind of, and look, I am also guilty of this by like saying how important autofocus is when, I mean, look, when I started the channel, I had a Lumix G7, which has some of the worst autofocus on the planet, and people still watch the videos. I mean, I don't think it's maybe as big of a deal as I make it out to be, especially if you're making YouTube stuff. And Canon's autofocus is pretty darn good. So there we go. This is 60 frames per second, 1080p, wandering around. Let's try 4K. It's gonna be bad. Okay, we're now doing the 4K test, which is 4K 24 frames per second, and I'm just not in focus at all. I see it trying to, it's got the box around my face, but it looks like it is having not a good time trying to do any kind of focus. It looks like the background is just focusing in and out. So one thing you'll notice, we should have roughly the same like framing, but we're at 35 millimeters now instead of 50 because there's a 1.5 times crop when you do 4K. Can I get you to focus at all? Focus. Oh, now you just decided you don't want to focus. You seemed to be trying earlier. Let's see if we can get, if we tap the screen, if we tap the button, can we get it? The box is on my face. It knows what it wants to focus on, but it's using its contrast-based autofocus that just does not want to work right now. Here, if we stand back, will you work? Nope. We may not do any of the test. Oh, nope. Now it's just firmly on the background. Let's widen you. Okay, now we're at 24. We can kind of touch the camera. Come on, come on. Are we in focus? Okay, now we're in focus. Can we stay in focus? Okay, we're in focus. Okay, it's got us. Maybe you just gotta wait till it gets you, and then you're good. I wonder how the background looks. The background probably looks pretty bad, but yeah. So when you use an EOS RP or the M50, you lose dual pixel autofocus in 4K. Maybe it's still got us. I can't actually tell if I'm in focus or what's in focus. I think the background's in focus now, so we'll give it up right here because that's not working for anybody. Okay, so you saw us do the test over there on the EOS RP. We're gonna hop inside real quick, review all of the tests, review all the footage, and see is the autofocus working or is it not working. I don't normally do autofocus tests, but like I said, since the initial impressions video left so many questions out there, we're definitely gonna check today. So I'll see you inside. Okay, so we've had a chance to review the footage. I've checked everything out. So what do I think about the autofocus on the Canon EOS RP or EOS or the new Canon mirrorless camera? I think it's fine. I don't know what happened during the unboxing / initial impressions video that caused it to have that weird warping behavior. Maybe it was just that there was a very big backlight behind me, you know, the sun. I think it was just that, maybe in a bit of hand waving that caused some issues because I only saw maybe 2 big wobbles during the footage, and so I think this has the rock solid standard Canon dual pixel autofocus in 1080p, right? The 4K autofocus was terrible. Even like the GH5 that I'm on right now, I would use it with autofocus in 4K before I'd use the Canon EOS RP. So what did you guys think? Did you think that the dual pixel autofocus was working great? Leave a comment below. I would love to have a conversation with people because the EOS RP is definitely a divisive camera. You either love it or you hate it. And you know what? I gotta be honest, it's kind of, I've been playing with it for like 2 days straight now, and it's kind of winning me over a little bit. It's like a bigger brother to the M50, and I really liked the M50. All right, I will catch you Wednesday when we consider should you actually buy one of these. What are the reasons why you might not want to, and what are the reasons why you might want to? See you then. Thanks for watching.